This is the Gens Weekly Recap presented by Rapid Hockey Academy. Here is Matt Sosler.
Hey Gens fans, and welcome to this Gens Weekly Recap. I'm your host and the voice of the Gens, Matt Sosler. The NA3HL Generals wrapped up the battle for Massachusetts. Let's take a look at what went down. In Game 6 on Friday, the Generals got 2 goals in the first minute, courtesy of Carson Asper and Ben Pizzameni. 7 minutes later, the Generals had another scoring run when Sean Loftus, Peyton Felix, and Deacon Moore found twine within 2 minutes and 14 seconds of each other to enhance the Generals' lead to 5-0. Pizzameni would add to his strong day 3 minutes later to give the Generals a 6-0 lead heading into the intermission. In the second stanza, scoring was at a minimum. The lone tally came from Nicholas Oborn at the 8:25 mark to increase the lead to 7-0. In the final frame, after Bay State found twine, the Generals tacked on 3 more courtesy of Nick Racker, James Clark, and Nolan Maruli, resulting in the Generals capturing a 5-1 lead in the battle for Massachusetts after taking Game 6 10-1. A look at some numbers: Ben Pizzameni, 2 goals and an assist; Carson Asper, Nick Racker, Deacon Moore, Peyton Felix, and James Clark, a goal and 2 assists each; Nicholas Oborn, a goal and an assist; Jacob Kaminsky, Sean Gorman with 2 assists each, and Patrick Colburn with 25 saves. The Generals, after that game, sat in first place in the East. They outshot Bay State 71-26, and they also scored at least 5 goals in 8 out of their last 9 games. The very next day, trying to wrap things up on a good note heading into the holidays, the Generals looked to build on their 10-1 win from the day before. They picked up right where they left off when Drew Schemmel opened the scoring 2.5 minutes in. Later in the frame, Carson Asper would tack on 2 of his own to give the Generals a 3-0 lead after the first. In the second period, Bay State would cut the deficit to 3-1. However, at the 11:49 mark, Deacon Moore found the back of the net to get the lead back to 3 heading into the final frame. And in that final frame, at the 5:52 mark, Carson Asper obtained the hat trick. Then Jason Gratz would follow 10 minutes later with a goal of his own on the power play to enhance the Generals' lead to 6-1. Bay State added a late tally, but it was not enough as the Generals captured a 6-1 victory in games in the battle for Massachusetts after that 6-2 victory. A look at some numbers: Carson Asper, 3 goals and an assist; James Clark and Tyler Kaminsky, 2 assists each; Drew Schemmel, Deacon Moore, and Jason Gratz each with a goal. Espen Rieger strong in between the pipes, making 21 saves. The Generals sit in first place in the East. They outshot Bay State 47-23. They scored at least 5 goals in 9 out of their last 10 games, and the Generals were also 4 of 7 on the man advantage. And also, one final note heading into the break: 13 Generals have at least 10 points. Let's now get to know some of the Gens. Up this week is assistant captain Tyler Cooper.
I started off playing in Canada, where I was born in Toronto, and then I moved to Michigan and played for Victory Honda for a couple years. And then I actually moved to England and played there for 3 years, and then I moved away. My family stayed over there, and I grew up playing high school in Shattuck St. Mary's, and now I've been here for the last 2 years. Favorite hockey memory? Probably winning a silver medal last year with the under-20 Great Britain team. First purchase. I don't know, probably a pretty nice car, I would say. That'd probably be my number one. Chicken and pasta normally, most times, yeah, with some red sauce on top.
Tyler Cooper, since returning from injury up in Maine, has been dominant. He has 5 points in those 5 games. 3 of them came in a single game. And speaking of guys who are dominant on the ice, let's take a look at some of the accolades over this past week. Hugo Haas was named the East Division's second star of the week in one game. Haas made 26 saves against the Nordiques. Also, Getting some recognition as an honorable mention was Ricky Boyson. Boyson had a goal this past week in 2 games played, but the thing that I want to point out is that Boyson made several plays on the defensive side of the puck that don't show up on the stat sheet. So Ricky Boyson having a phenomenal week heading into the holidays. And one final accolade, Hugo Haas earning himself the top play across the entire NAHL. Let's take a look, as you see right now, at that play one more time. And with that, a look to what's ahead. Both teams are off until the end of the holiday break. And with that, that's going to wrap up this edition of the Gens Weekly Recap for everyone here at the Northeast Generals. I'm Matt Sosler. Thank you for tuning in to this Gens Weekly Recap, and happy holidays.